What's up everyone, welcome to the June 8th patch notes for Korea and also the catch up update, so let's get into it. Alright, so first up, the exciting stuff. We have 3 new outfits for all 3 of these classes, the Musa, the Sorceress, and the Kunoichi, and they all have awakening weapons, and let's just get into it. So let's start off with the Musa because for some reason he's listed here, but in the actual list he's in the middle. But there he is. And that's his armor set. That's actually his weapon and bow. I'm not sure why you can't actually buy the weapons separately. I kind of noticed that, but there are awakening weapons in the premium sets. There's just not the ability to buy them separately. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure most other sets you can. But yeah, those are his weapons now. His awakening weapon looks like that. It's pretty badass. I like it. It's a pretty stealth set. You could probably dye it to like look a lot better, I'd say. But I like it. I like it. So let's go up here to the Kunoichi. Very, very elegant, nice stuff. I'm liking the weapons too. This one's kind of simple, but then we go to the awakening, and I just like, I don't know, it's just simple, but it's made to be simple, and it's made to be like so very nice. So it looks good. Again, but you can buy all the parts, but not the weapons. I'm not sure why. Even when I click these, all nothing changes. So that's that. We got the Musa, and also I just want to say that the jagged edges on the sword, like, I really like the cooking outfits because they have this, but like this is the first actual sword that I saw to be badass with like the jagged edges and stuff. It looks really cool for the Musa. And then finally we have the Sorceress. Very very nice, and the awakening weapon. The awakening weapon looks meh to me. It looks like average. Most of her sights are just like sights, so there's that. But the outfit itself, it's pretty nice. I mean, if you know what I mean. It's pretty nice. So those are all 3 of the outfits, and I believe that was all that's new, except for maybe this. I guess this is just adding on furniture to last week's, because last week we had all, oh, this is like the same thing though. It's like, it's very similar stuff, they're just adding on. So now there's this. So I think with that, we'll go into the actual patch notes and see what has actually changed in the Korea servers. Alright, so for the patch notes for June 8th, there are a lot of updates. So first of all, there's the new awakening weapon quests, and there's also the militia system. There's also a lot more, so let's just try to delve into this. There's also a whole list of events. So there's new events for new and returning players, and the attendance rewards for new and returning players have been upgraded. I'm not sure by what degree. My account in Korea is no longer considered a new returning player because I keep doing these every week, of course. But yeah, they've been upgraded. I wonder how much. Maybe like double the money or something. I have no idea. I'm sure there'll be screenshots of some Korean players figuring that out. Also, there's the Win Triple Crowns in Arsha event. I'm not really sure what Crowns in Arsha is, but basically this is for the arena of Arsha, the PvP event. So I guess whatever you win, normally in Arsha you now get like triple for this week or something. It starts June 10th. And it just says that, it doesn't say when it ends, I guess. I'm not really sure what it's all about, but I'm sure people actually in Korea playing the Arsha arena understand what it is. So we will understand soon when they finally release it to our server, hopefully soon. The name for the post-war server, so again, I think last week I kept saying post-war server, like what does this mean? But it has changed to the Arsha servers, and I believe it's already in-game. I'm actually going to check really quick in-game to see what it looks like on the channel thing, because I actually did not know if there was a way to tell, so be right back. So yeah, I just want to point out, going on the channel select screen, I don't see anything that can indicate that it's an Arsha server. I'm not sure when the Arsha servers are in fact are like there. Maybe they're only there for sieges, maybe they're there all the time, I just don't know which one's which. If someone wants to fill me in where or what they are, when I could connect to them, etc., please let me know, because I'm kind of a loss of where they actually are, what they actually are, but I know they're out there somewhere because that's what the patch notes are about. So let's get back to the patch notes and just pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, so going back to the patch notes, the Arsha arena has nothing to do with the servers of Arsha. So the Arsha arena is a minigame, like I've been talking about, that it's like the Red Battlefield but with less players, more like an arena, like 2v2, 3v3, 6v6 I think, something like that. The Arsha servers are servers that everyone logs into, like a channel, and it's for PvP with different PvP settings. So they like to list it a lot, I guess. They probably listed it again because they renamed the servers to the Arsha servers. But basically the same thing as it was listed last week. All characters' DP will increase. You can guard while pressing shift while you're knocked down. Damage intake will be reduced while you're guarding, so it gives you a guard on the ground. And also you'll be immune to all CCs after you've been CC'd 3 times in a row. So it gives you some freedom after you've been CC'd through any of these: knockdown, bound, float, stun, grab, etc. So very, very cool stuff. I can't wait to see how it's implemented. If you do know how these servers are working more than me right now, please feel free to comment below. And let's get down. So there's a lot of striker updates. If you're a striker and you want to know the updates, I highly recommend going in the description, clicking the link of this, and reading every single one. But basically he's got some cool stuff, and I just want to say one of the abilities he has is he can now transform himself as the spiritual clone by using the spiritual clone skill with 100% Black Spirit Rage. So I don't know how to do that, but that sounds fucking amazing. And he's also got like some bug fixes, some damage increasements, some skill changes, some description adds. So there's a lot of good stuff about the striker here, all positive stuff it seems. So with that, let's go down. There's a lot of like fixed issues and stuff. But we also have the rules for Siege Wars have changed. So again, there's more changes to PvP stuff. This time it's Siege Wars, and this is again talking about the militia system we were hearing in the previous patch notes. So they're finally having a public test for the militia system, and basically people who are not involved in the conquest war but own a territory, like a node, not a territory, a node, because a territory is like a whole territory, a node is just a node. So if you own a node, you can participate in the militia, and you'll aid in the conquest war pretty much, even if you're not trying to like take the territory in the conquest war. So 50 players will be drafted for each side, the attacking side and the defending side, on every Saturday, just like I'm pretty sure that's how it was before on Saturdays, in Calphion 1, Medi 1, and Valencia 1 servers. So if there are only defending guilds, the militia can participate in only the attacking side. So if there are no other attacking, if there are only defending, no attacking guilds, there'll only be one side of the militia, the one that's trying to attack all the defending guilds. But if there's both, then you will have up to 100 people on the militia, and it will be split on the attacking and defending. So it's very, very interesting. Now, I didn't do too much participation in the normal Conquest Wars, but this seems like a good way to get people into it, because, again, this is kind of like drafting people that aren't really geared in the top tier guilds taking these top tier like territories, but you can still participate in any guild, or any guild that has any node, which is a lot easier to accomplish. So it gives you guys kind of like practice and kind of like the feeling that you are in that top guild without having to be like up there. So it's very, very cool stuff, and there's a lot more in the militia, like all the specifics. We're not going to get into everything about the militia, but that's pretty much how it's going to work. And also I guess how it works is the defending team, when the defending team wins and the attacking team wins, what? Alright, sorry, I just blanked out for a second. So the defending team wins when the defending guild wins, and the attacking team wins when the defending guild's command post is destroyed. That is like the hardest thing to say. Anyways, what I want to get out of that is the members of the winning team receive 20 million silver. And also, the rewards are subject to change. So I feel like they put this in here because they want to nerf it at some point. I'm not sure, but that's an interesting 20 million silver, and like the members of the winning team. So that would be everyone in the militia, right? That's like a lot of people. That's 50 people in the militia and all the guilds that were participating on the winning side as well. So interesting stuff. I'm not sure if that's actually like correct. I'm just kind of trying to piece things together in my mind. Again, like these patch notes are released and then I just read them the day after. I don't know how any of this stuff is actually going to end up in a week or so. I'm sure there'll be like Koreans testing it, putting videos up on it, and I'm sure it will come to us at some point, but it's always good to like be prepared and kind of brainstorm on what this could mean before it actually hits. So I think we only have a few more things to go in the patch notes. Now, this one I just want to point out, the following houses have increased in size, And also I believe all the furniture in these houses were put in the storage, so it's a little bit unfortunate if that's true that all your furniture just goes like out of there, but hopefully your home that you had that was just like reset has a lot more space and hopefully you'll have fun redecorating. But again, this is just for Korea. Hopefully this comes for us too. I'm sure it will just be like the same exact update. It says like workshop update, chapel. I think this is in Calpheon. It doesn't actually say where it is, but it has all the listings here. So yeah, I don't want to go in game and look at every single house, to be honest, unless you guys really want to see that. But yeah, it'll be coming, and we'll see it soon. So that'll be cool. And the last thing in the title, it said the Awakening quest has changed. Now they don't really say what has changed about the Awakening quest. I bet for sure they made it a lot easier. Hopefully they made it different for every class. I can't really test that. I would have to like make another level 56, of course. But we'll see in the future. I'm sure someone will do it. But they also said that you will gain 1 blue awakening weapon and 1 plus 10 green awakening weapon. That's so nice. I was so upset when every class I hit 56, I had to go buy a green one after I did the quest just because like I wasn't about to upgrade another blue one. So that's a very nice touch that they give you a plus 10 green one off the bat as well. So, and the quest is easier. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot less trouble with it. I'm pretty sure the most problematic part of the old quest was the golem, so let's see if they change that. I'm sure that's the main focus of what they wanted to change, so I'm assuming that's what they did. And I think that's it. They have some changes, some UI fixes, and all that stuff. But that is the patch notes. So if there's anything I missed or anything you guys want to see in the future, please let me know. I take all suggestions, all critiques. So yeah, just thanks again everyone. Thanks to my Patreons, because you guys might be able to help me actually have all these videos on time and even more videos and more live streams every week. So huge shout out to my Patreons, and with that I think I'm out. So I will see you guys probably tomorrow with some other random BDO video, and the next day with another random BDO video, and I'm sure next week I'll have 2 more patch note videos, both for Korean like this one and our home servers, the NA and EU. So I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.